What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the show. This is Really Poor Gamers. I'm one of your hosts, James Jablonski, and as always, I have my co-host, the chillest guy I know, except for when he's losing in a video game, Jonathan Tynes.
Very true. But recently I have been getting better. I've been muting myself so no one else can hear me.
You're raging in secret. That's how you know you have a real problem, is when you're doing it by yourself.
But even then, I've been getting better. The only times I'll rage is just like I'll rage very quietly. I'll just sit there like,
You'll stew on it?
yeah, I'll stew on it a little bit, for like a couple minutes, and then I'm done.
Oh, that's so good. I mean, I think, did you ever throw anything, like throw a controller or anything?
The only time I've ever thrown a controller was when it wouldn't connect to the PlayStation. But that was years ago.
Yeah, but
That was years ago.
at that point, you don't need the controller. Just throw it. Who cares? It's not if
Exactly.
it's not going to work. Who gives a shit?
What do you? Hold on, someone wants to join.
Oh,
But
hello.
yeah, I've thrown anything actually important. No, I'll squeeze the controller super hard,
Oh,
but no throw, no
yeah.
throw.
I feel like they do account for how hard we're going to squeeze it while we're winning or losing.
It's always when we're losing that I'll squeeze the controller. I'll get it, and I'll just,
If I'm
you know,
really concentrated and I don't realize that I'm like concentrate, like I'll accidentally start squeezing the controller super tight because I just won't realize that I'm that intense, and then my fingers will start to hurt and I'll have to put it down for a second and do little finger rolls and just get them back.
yeah. God forbid in a multiplayer game where one of the buttons to do anything is to click down on the sticks,
Oh,
because that I'm squeezing that thing for dear life already.
any
So
any game that I play where the default stick for run is hold, because you click the stick down in most games to run now. If they make it hold, I immediately go into the settings and change it. And if I can't change it, the likelihood of me playing that game is lower
yeah,
because
I
my
have
thumb
to.
starts to.
It needs to be able to be toggled. I can't just do the whole to run.
My God, that
Nasty
cat is
work.
in heaven. That's a
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
he's
It's a beautiful cat. That's not Halloween. Halloween's ugly and scraggly and beautiful.
no. This is Taki.
Taki is majestic. I've met Taki before. Hello.
He's cool. He just wants to be up here for some reason.
Well, okay, Jonathan. I guess we haven't done this in like a couple weeks. We've been hanging out
Mm.
doing our own thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll get into what we've been playing and talk games in a second. Let's talk gaming news as we always do up top. Um,
Yeah.
which, by the way,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this. Someone pointed it out to me recently. I think it was Ashley. But we're doing the format of another podcast I like, and I feel bad now because I didn't realize I was doing it. Where it's like you do the news and then you talk about the games. I was like, but it's such a good format. So we'll start.
Listen,
We'll figure it out. We'll be
listen.
individuals eventually.
There's a reason things work. It's
That's true.
because you have to stand on the shoulders of giants before you can jump off
Yes,
and be
yes.
the giant yourself.
We'll
You have to
develop
start
a,
somewhere.
yes, we'll develop a personality eventually. It's like kids. We got to learn to walk before we can learn to fly.
Or any really bad comedian who just starts doing another comedian's whole shtick, and then they get their own thing. You
Been
know?
there. I was doing Big J Okerson for about a year and a half one time.
Yeah, I was doing a little Mark Maron for a while. It's
That
okay
seems
though.
that fits your personality a little bit more, at least.
Yeah, whoever your favorites are.
Okay, first things first. This is light-ish, I guess. I don't know. It depends on who you are. The Steam controller has sold out within the first day and has already been listed for scalping on a multitude of websites with like 300% markup. So it was
Yeah,
$100.
I could have told you this was gonna happen just because it's just like it's the Steam stuff. I'm half expecting like when the actual Steam machine to come out to just like wait until the first wave is done, when the scalpers have their inventory, and then we
What
can get to actual
what I
sales.
think Steam should do and needs to do is have it one per account, and like a verified account, an account that has game for Steam machines specifically, an account that has games on it, or an account that has like, you know, I think those people should get early access. It should be like a 3-day period to, hey, valued Steam customers who have a library with us, who have played with us, you guys get the first pick. It's one per account. Buy yours, and then in 3 days we're going to open it up to the general public, and then anybody can buy it, and then if scalpers get a hold of it, they get a hold of it. But at least then dedicated fans get a chance to play it. Because like I don't have the money for the Steam controller right now, but I do want one at some point. And now I'm like, oh, I have to wait probably a year before this becomes available.
Yeah, or some type of like a lottery thing where you get like, okay, here's your place in the line, and then you have a chance to buy one controller.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I don't know what they've been doing these past years with technology specifically that concerns automated bots that do this, but like what happened to the "Are you a human" thing, and why does that not work?
I don't think it ever worked. It seems like it should have worked. I don't think it ever worked.
Yeah, maybe these bots are just too like sophisticated, or the people making the bots are they know how to get around the thing too easily.
For sure.
But like
For sure.
something needs to be done about that because scalping has single-handedly like ruined so many things.
Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst. Markups for the Steam controller are at like $400 some places, $300. Let's go check right now.
Yeah, I don't really understand how they expect to make money because those are some like Apple Glass prices.
So it's originally selling for $100, by the way. The original cost for the new Steam controller was $100.
Which is sort of decent, but this because it has like the magnetic things, so it'll never get stick drift. So it'll last.
I
But
can't even find it right now.
yeah, man, the controller itself, I'm not paying more than 70 for a controller.
eBay.
If
$200. $200. That's the old one. $400. Like,
yeah, that's not it, buddy.
and my
That's not
thing
it.
is it the one complaint I've kind of heard, the criticism of the controller itself, is that it doesn't work natively with other stuff. So Blizzard launcher, Epic Games launcher, good old games. You can get it to work, but it's like finagly. You have to do a little mapping and stuff like that.
Mm.
But
So it's like a little PC,
yeah,
basically, where you have to fuck around with it to make it work.
well, because what it is it's like it's built to run Steam games. So like you can do Steam controller, like so you can like zoom in and out and map. It has 4 back buttons. The thing that really got me where I was like, I would like this because I play games like World of Warcraft is the D-pad things here.
Mm-hmm.
And you do a lot of clicking and moving of the camera and stuff in WoW with the mouse, and it's hard to get that to function on controller without it being like assigned, and it kind of makes it feel weird to play. So I was excited for that, but then they were like, hey, you're probably still gonna have to use console port. It's probably not gonna work as good, things like that. And I was like, no.
I mean, anything involving PC, I expect it to not work until you like rejigger it and find a way for it to work. But also
I mean,
to have
the
that
truth.
to have that experience, or to have that that sorry, my fucking cat's doing too much. To have the user experience also attached to scalper prices, yeah, Valve's gonna have to do something. They also got that lawsuit. I think we talked about that the last time, did we?
Which lawsuit?
The one where they're saying they were running a monopoly, that Valve was running a monopoly on Steam.
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna, because all of them run a monopoly. The PlayStation Store, the Xbox Store. You get on their store, and you pay them like a $30, like 30 or not $30, 30% of the sale price of your game goes to PlayStation or Xbox, and that's part of the cost of doing bit. And to say that they have a monopoly on Steam or on PC is kind of, in my opinion, the opposite, because there are he disconnected. No, he needs to hear my point. He's back. No, he's not. There we go. He's back. Sorry. Okay, my point. To say that Steam, because you pay these other, to say that Steam has a monopoly is, in my opinion, because you have Steam, which is the main seller of games on PC, sure. But then you have Good Old Games, which is great because they sell DRM free games. So if you want to download that game to a USB flash drive and give it to your friend and be like, here, borrow my version of the game, they can boot it into there and load it and play it, and then they can give it back to you. Like, so there's that. Then you have Epic Game Store, which is not good, but they give away free games, which is good to try to bring in user base. And then you have like Blizzard, Battle.net, where they sell all of their games exclusively, and it's the only place where you can play World of Warcraft. I would say it's not easy to argue that Steam has a monopoly, Valve has a monopoly, and then not also address PlayStation and Xbox having a monopoly. Because if you're going to go after Valve, then you should also go after PlayStation and Xbox and say, hey, you have to allow these other storefronts to exist on your hardware. Otherwise, you're having, because that's what they are. But I think the thing is because you're putting it on a PC and not on an Xbox or PlayStation. They can't argue that. And then you have the Steam machine where they go, well, this is it. But even then, you're going to be able to play all the other launchers on it. So,
yeah, sooner or later, Xbox is also the next Xbox is gonna have it's probably gonna be a PC. So,
yeah, I've heard this.
I think they're just, I don't know. I think Valve is gonna do Valve things, but it's a good thing that they're run by actual people instead of a corporation with no soul, because they seem to get one thing right, and that is pricing.
I do agree. They're pretty good at subsidizing product. The Steam controller is actually more expensive than people thought it was going to be.
Damn, that Steam machine's going to be at least $1,000.
Yeah,
that box is going to be at least $1,000, which I mean, kind of expected that at this point. So it is what it is.
Yeah, so we can be upset, but we at least have expectations set for their pricing scheme going into things right now with how expensive tech is getting. But yeah, that's Steam news. We like Steam here. I'm a Valve supporter. I support them.
I've been considering maybe a little more jokey, being like, oh, would it be crazy if I had gotten a second job and just put that money away for a whole PC? Because I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to stack money.
Brother, if you could, it would take you maybe 2 months, 3 months. You could get you and Liz a PC, and then you just quit.
That's true.
You don't have to keep the second job, but it is crazy that that's where we are economically. Where you're like, I should get a second job to get a computer.
I mean, the whole reason one of the bigger reasons that we became friends, the Hideaway, when we both worked at this bar, was so I can pay for a trip to go to Japan. And that was that what that job. Was? That was my second job to go to Japan.
Knew it was your second job, but I didn't realize that was for your trip to Japan. I thought you just were like, fuck it, I'll get a second job.
Nah. No, I would never do that willingly unless I had a motive.
Yeah, me neither. I just needed the money. That place sucked.
That place was fucking awful.
I mean, I don't know who owns it now. It's different since I've been down there, but it was not a great place.
I don't even know if they still have or if they still don't have a liquor license.
I don't think they do. I don't think they've gotten their liquor license. I think that whoever bought it just accepted that they're never going to get it. And now they just kind of host stuff and do that. Man, the fact that place had to have security because people would regularly try to bring guns.
Yeah.
What a job. What a place.
What a place, man. Like, that place is so fucked. But
yeah. Oh my God. I still talk to this day. I still talk about crying in the dumpster. It's one of my lowest moments. And then I go, Jonathan's a good friend. He was there for me for that. He drove me home and I cried. It doesn't matter. This is a whole different podcast type thing. In the grand scheme of... that's lore. That's deep lore.
That's deep lore.
Okay, moving on. Fallout devs have said that New Vegas is hard to remaster because they never gave the source code to Bethesda and Todd Howard and the other heads over there. This is coming from one of the ex-workers of Oblivion, I believe, that he's... Or not Oblivion, of Obsidian, pardon me. But they said that, like, apparently the deal was you give me $1,000 and... Or not $10,000 for the source code at the end of development, and the guy who ran Obsidian just never did it.
Damn. I mean, do they still have the source code? Can't they just be like, okay?
If the developer do you think Obsidian has the source code still?
They have. Okay, if I made a game like that and I was the head of a studio, I would want to have a copy of the source code just to be like, okay, let's tuck this away so nothing happens to it.
He has it in a flash drive in a safe inside of a bigger safe.
One of the DLC, they didn't put one of the DLCs for Mass Effect in the remastered version because they lost the source code for it.
Just losing the whole source code sucks.
Gone into the ether.
So whoever, if anybody from that time of Obsidian still has the source code, they could just fully ransom Bethesda.
They could. I'm surprised that doesn't happen more often.
There must be like a legal thing where it's like you're not allowed to take the source code off of certain company devices. But see, now they're both owned by Xbox, so someone could go in there and find those things.
Yeah, I just wonder if they still have access to it, and if they do, why not just give it to them? Because at this point, not unfortunately, because it's, I don't know, the Fallout is like bigger than fucking Elder Scrolls right now. So it's in the best interest to find that to remaster it, because the Fallout 4 remaster, fucking who cares about it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it did well. It did well. But what's that?
It was Oblivion.
New Vegas?
No, they...
Oh, wait.
When they remastered Oblivion.
Okay, yeah. I got mixed up.
Yes.
If they remaster New Vegas, it's another slam dunk for them.
Yes.
It's probably an even bigger slam dunk.
And New Vegas, especially... Here's the thing that and this has been talked about by a lot of people already online, but the fact that they released season 2 and they put like this whole timer countdown thing to the last episode, and people were like, this is it, they're going to announce at least a Fallout 3 remaster, and then it was just the end of the season.
Crazy. I didn't watch the Fallout show.
Whoever is behind the Bethesda marketing and stuff is whack. They're not doing a good job, and the Fallout show is fire though, I'll say that.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I do think that the Fallout IP is slightly... Okay, so Skyrim is one of the greatest games to ever exist and to ever be made, right?
Yes.
I do like Fallout more than most of the Elder Scrolls I've played, which is only Oblivion and Skyrim.
That's fair. I think the world...
And Morrowind. I played Morrowind too.
I think the world, I think it's a big sci-fi versus fantasy. Do you like sci-fi more, or do you like fantasy more?
I do like sci-fi more.
Yeah, so
but Skyrim is one of the best games to ever exist.
I agree. I certainly agree. I constantly am trying to get Ashley to play it, and she's constantly like, no. And it's because I've obviously kept trying to pug, and it's lost like whatever allure it had. It just lost it for her. And it's so overhyped, and they've made it 85 times, where I'm like, I just have to hope to get her on the Elder Scrolls 6 and hope that isn't another Starfield.
If that ever happens, because I think they're fully focused on Fallout at this point with the whole boosting up that the show has done for it.
I think that they have teams focused on Fallout remasters. Like I think they're going to remaster 3, because they probably still can do that easily.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that they have to do the Elder Scrolls now, because Todd Howard has already talked about how he regrets announcing it too early, and it's been like 10 years, and they've already said that they've started full development, so the whole team is on it, and that was like a year or two ago. So it's got to be coming within the next couple of years, or else.
Yeah, for real, or else, because the new IP they made, Starfield, who knows if we're gonna get a Starfield 2 at this point. Uh, the Fallout, it's already booming. Elder Scrolls needs all the help it can get.
For sure. Absolutely. So we'll see. But I do think it's funny that the whole reason it didn't get made is somebody was like, $10,000? Nah, I'll just keep the code.
What a ransom! That could have been their ransom right there.
Yeah.
It's $10,000, or else you'll never see the code
Well,
for this game again.
I think $10,000 is too low for a whole game, and then we're supposed to make this whole game, sell it for $60. You get most of the profits already anyway. We're just like a satellite studio that got hired to do this project, and then you're only going to give me $10,000. Give my studio $100,000 bonus so I can disperse it amongst my people and still make a profit, and then I'll give you the game. But $10,000, that's like one employee salary for like 4 months, 5 months, depending on what their pay is at a game studio, you know?
I to be honest, I don't think they're getting paid that much at game studios.
Most of them are not in the West at least.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure Bethesda, and I don't know where Obsidian is, but Bethesda's still on the East Coast.
And I don't remember, is Bethesda unionized? Do you know this? Do you remember this?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. So few are.
Oh, speaking of ransom, have you heard about the? It probably happened like too long ago at this point, but Rockstar, they hacked into Rockstar again and they stole their shit.
Yeah, I did hear about this, and this again. The fact that you have to say again is funny. They hacked into Rockstar again.
It happened again, and then Rockstar was just like, "Show it.
Yeah,
who cares?
Whatever.
Fuck it."
Dang, I think it's crazy to be that big of a company and have that much of a security, that much of like regularly your security is getting breached. No.
They're probably doing what they could be doing is that hacking thing where instead of exactly like breaking in, you could just have someone let you in, but unknowingly.
Oh, they backdoor accessed them?
Or like they can like talk on the phone to someone, get real comfortable with them, and then it's like, oh yeah, like hypothetically, what would you have for a password?
They're just fishing them, catfishing them.
Yeah, and then they get the little password. What is that called? Social engineering?
Social engineering. That's what. Or they're just getting let in the building. I go down a rabbit hole sometimes where I'll just watch like videos like that before bed. And I got really hooked on this one guy who was a social engineer. Yes, and I got hooked on like a social engineering guy. And he just talked about how that's like what his job was, is he would go around and teach companies how to avoid certain security flaws through social engineering, where like you go in and you look at a badge and you copy the badge by memory, and then you get really comfortable with somebody there who lets you see their badge, and then you swap them, and then you take their badge and you go inside. Like, just, it happens.
It could happen. And for the fact that it happened twice, it's like they got in, and then from the inside they're just like, okay, let's find some other fucking ways in, some other hacker shit.
Hasn't it been like 3 or 4 times? How many times have they been hacked since like Grand Theft Auto even?
I don't know. I have no idea. I know the people who are making those Spider-Man games 1 and 2 got hacked. That's how the Wolverine leaked for the first time.
So, yeah, it's just been 2 times, I guess. 2022 and 2026.
I do remember that first time. That first time, they did leak some... so I don't know if it was, like, full-on, like, test gameplay, but I do remember people looking at those screenshots and being like, this looks like shit.
I do remember the screenshots. Was that 2022? That feels like it was just so yesterday.
It was... I don't think it was 2022. I think it was, like, at least 2 years ago.
Yeah, because I do remember the screenshots for 6 got released, and people were like, it looks like shit. And everybody else went, well, it's not a full game yet.
Yeah, like, no shit, buddy. It's not done yet.
That'd be like looking in the oven halfway through a pizza being made and being like, this dough looks pudgy.
It's just like, yeah, bud. It needs time.
It's not done yet. It's still cooking.
It needs time in the oven.
But I hope they remake it. I like the game. This is important for me and you and 90% of console gamers. Sony had to clarify a DRM situation that happened. Did you hear about this?
I did hear about it. I didn't pay too much attention to it because I'm like I don't share shit with anybody right now. So
Hmm.
uh,
I guess it was more concerning for the idea of digital ownership because so what happened is a bunch of people, specifically one group, I forget the name of the group, they figured out that the Sony had implemented in an update or something recently a 30-day DRM check where it looked like every 30 days your license for the game would expire unless you connected to the internet and validated it through the PlayStation Store. And so there was a lot of concern about that, and people were like, "Oh, good." So there, it's like a almost like you don't actually own the game because before you get a one-time license, that would never have, and you could play offline completely. So it was a big selling point for offline gaming. And the thing with this is, it didn't even when you did primary PlayStation, which is supposed to be the one that makes you kind of exempt from those DRM checks, it didn't matter. You still had to every 30 days. It looked like log back in and stuff. But then PlayStation clarified that it's a one-time DRM check to validate your license for pirating reasons, and then after that, you are issued a full license that you can use offline and all that stuff forever.
this makes sense.
Yeah,
It yeah, I was gonna say for offline gaming, it would make more sense that people were bugging about it because there will be times where my internet will start acting funky, or we just
yeah,
didn't have internet for a little bit.
and then
So
you can't play shit.
yeah, I mean, when I was younger, my internet went out for like a whole month, and I couldn't play anything. So
Damn.
this is good. This is good. But let's not forget that this. Okay, so I don't know if you heard this, but I remember back in when the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 were first being revealed, and everyone was going crazy over Xbox's DRM thing.
I do remember this. And PlayStation released
Allegedly,
a thing. Sorry, go
yeah,
ahead.
they were like, "Oh yeah, this is how you share your games," and they just handed
Yeah,
it.
they handed it. Yeah, yeah, very funny.
Allegedly, they were going to do the same thing. They saw that all this shit that Xbox was getting, and they were like, never mind, doesn't exist."
We were
And
that was a lie.
so now that this has come out, it's like, oh, that probably wasn't just a rumor. That probably was
No.
actually going to happen.
I think it was I think it's almost near inevitable that this happens cuz like I mean it happens with Amazon. People, I think it was like Harry Potter or something was recently a bunch of movies got removed from Amazon because of licensing. And people who had purchased those movies, their licenses were revoked so they couldn't go watch their $30 like Lord of the Rings copy or whatever on Amazon because that's the way digital ownership works is you can just revoke it if you're the company. You release the license that you buy and then they can take it away. So if you and a lot of
Mm,
and with video games a lot of people would say well buy disc, but now a lot of the discs are just like code that downloads the game to your system so the game isn't even on the disc. You can't, it doesn't matter.
yeah, this you just gave me the idea to check something on my PlayStation real quick because years and years ago I did buy Kill Bill 1 and 2. So I
On the
want to
PlayStation
see
Store,
on the PlayStation Store. So I want to see if if my shit's still here.
it would be good to know.
Yeah, but yeah, I think the DRM stuff is kind of a if it's just for pirating, honestly, I even if it's just for pirating, who gives a shit? Because no one's buying that many new games these days anyway. Because if you look at any statistics, a lot of the like the top played stuff, are live service games that you have to
Mm-hmm.
like keep logging into, and a lot of the even on PlayStation, a lot of the most bought stuff on PlayStation is stuff that wasn't on PlayStation originally. Like Starfield is top.
Yeah.
Um, so it's just like no one's buying that much stuff anyways.
No.
So, so I don't understand.
Yeah, I just would like to be able to buy something once and never have to worry about it. But I do also understand like it doesn't seem to as long as they don't start just taking my game away, I think I'll be fine. You know?
Yeah, if they did that, I'm so convinced that um, nothing is crazy is happening in a lot of the world right now. Is because they have not touched video games whatsoever. if anyone, company, or any government touches video games, it's fucked.
It's true.
At least that's just my personal theory.
The video games make everything good theory.
I mean, because in I don't know if you
No.
am I here again?
Yeah, you're here again.
Okay, in Nepal, they overthrew our generation, overthrew their government in Nepal,
Pretty
and
cool.
put in a new government because they cut off the internet.
Oh no.
And
Oh
they got
no.
this they got this shit overthrew
Oh
because
dude.
they cut off the internet there,
If they
or
cut off
they at least blocked it off.
if they started walling off the internet for us, I mean the internet went out for me for 2 days recently, and I was sitting in the bed with Ashley and I was going, "What do I do? What do
You feel
I?"
like a caveman,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah, yeah. I literally go, "Do we read books? I don't Should we light candles and read books? What do we?"
Yeah, I have several games over there in physical form, just just in case my internet goes out or something
Smart.
happens.
Yeah, I ended up. Luckily, I had Cyberpunk on my PC for at that time because I was just fiddling with stuff on there. So I was like, I'll just play that. But then I played that, and I would genuinely go to open like World of Warcraft, and I would be like, why can't? Oh no, oh no, and I would freak
Okay,
out.
all my stuff is still here. I still have both
Yes,
Kill Bills, uh, John Wick 1 and 2, and
nice.
her,
Her, the one with
Joaquin Phoenix.
yes, good film.
Yes, yes.
I guess the only other news that really matters is Xbox made Game Pass cheaper.
No, they didn't.
They made it
Because
less expensive.
I remember a time when Game Pass was like $10, man. I I remember a time when I could go on Game Pass and be like, damn, this shit's mad cheap. They're probably gonna change this, and then it went to 14 or 14.99, then to
20.
forget what else, 20, and then 20 something,
And then it was 30.
and now you can just pick and choose what you want to pay for, but it's
Did they
still
did they officially
minimum.
roll this out?
I'm not sure if they officially rolled it out. I heard something about, or read something about it.
That would be.
Um,
I mean, honestly, if they could give me World of Warcraft in a Game Pass subscription, if I paid $20 a month and it came with World of Warcraft and like 40 other games, I would do that. No questions asked.
yeah, I mean, Asha Sharma, she's trying to uh, bring Xbox back to its forefront because they just got to start making money now.
Hmm.
But
And I will say, as somebody who has Xbox Ultimate, I think because Ashley uses it, our son uses it, I use it sometimes for the PC Game Pass. Like I needed to have it because he plays all the dumb little like I guess you would call them like shovelware games or whatever, like Little Kitty Big City and stuff.
hmm
You know, those are abundant on Game Pass. So it going from $30 to like what is it, $22 or something is pretty great for me. But I do still think it's way too expensive.
okay, so they are just releasing tiers. The starter tier, get this, is releasing with Discord Nitro attached.
Okay,
We like that. We like that.
I guess yeah.
And then, oh, it's completely free. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah. So they're just releasing different tiers.
They've had the
Pick what you want to
tiers
pay
for a
for.
while, but I guess more in-depth tiers would be interesting. An RPG tier, an indie game tier, stuff like that. You know, because I don't know if you know this. I think recently an indie game like not developer, but like an indie game storefront on PC recently released their indie game pass, which is I want to say $5 to $10, something like that, and you get a bunch of like indie games that they sell on their storefront. So it's like 100 and something indie games
That'd
for
be
super
cool.
cheap. So that would be
That,
cool if Xbox did that with like their plethora of IP.
I agree.
Hmm.
I agree because they got a lot.
They have a lot, a
They do have a
lot.
lot.
And also, thank you for taking Call of Duty off Game Pass. If that's what it takes to make the game, no one cares about Call of Duty. It's a terrible game.
The last Call of Duty I bought was 6. We played it, like me and like two other friends of mine played it for like a month. Haven't touched it since.
Yeah, it's just even the zombies stinks now, and that was always the safe haven.
I got it pretty much just for zombies and barely played any zombies. I need to stay in one room, kind of, with a bunch of other guys, and we
Yes.
survive. And then when one of us goes down, we have to beg to get picked back up because we got ray gun. That's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
But
You
now you
know
get ray
what?
gun too fast.
You know what the last I think the what the peak zombies was though, and this is maybe controversial, was Transit. Did you play Transit?
Transit.
That was my
Interesting.
favorite zombie map ever. I thought the idea
Wait,
was great. I thought that's the one where
transit. What
you
is that
start
one?
you start at the gas station and then a bus eventually pulls up and you get on the bus and it takes you to a bunch of different locations and it was like a huge massive map with fog and like big roads separating it and a bus would come around and you could ride it and you could run to different and there were like hidden things in cornfields and every now and again you would get jumped by some crazy monster in the fog. It was awesome.
So that was the best zombies. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Transit, but I did like that era of zombies because that era also had I forget I don't remember what it's called, but the one where it's like a fucking oh god I can't even think about how to describe it right now. But that was I will agree that was the best era of zombies.
I liked it a lot. But yeah, Game
Yes,
Pass cheaper, always a good thing.
from $29.99 to $22.99.
Wee.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go pay some money.
Now let's move on to what we've been playing because I know we've been. I mean, of course just been playing World of Warcraft, but
Hmm.
not just World of Warcraft. But that's stays in the rotation. But other than that, what have you been playing?
I've actually been playing two kind, mostly two other games. So right now, remember the last time we were recording when I was like, I don't know if to get Starfield or No Man's Sky, and we thought that Starfield was going to be better for me just because it was structured. I did buy No Man's Sky, and I might have played I might have already like burnt it out from burnt out on
What?
it.
How many hours do you have in it?
Let me see.
Because I know when we played, you had already gotten yourself like a frigate and stuff. I haven't even.
93.
I
I'm
oh
at 93 hours.
oh shit. Yeah, I would say take a break and then come back to it. I haven't.
I, yeah,
I have like 10 hours in right now, but that's because I got distracted with another game.
I have been taking a break, but I can say No Man's Sky.
Good,
It's
great.
got some damn sauce because I started from zero and now I'm in charge of a fleet. I have
Yes.
pets. I've made. Remember that one ship we were on, my Corvette.
Mhm. Mhm.
I took it apart, remade it. I've been doing so much on there, and every time I get on, I'm like, okay, I'm only gonna do this right, this one thing right now. I end up being on for like 3 or 4 hours and doing a
Yeah,
whole bunch of other stuff. It's
it
so
has
good.
that. It gets you sucked in. It's so deep and rich with content. I think they've done a great job at the comeback story, which that's goes without saying. But I mean, the
Hmm.
fact that
Hmm.
they're still like, hey, we're gonna add in a major update of frigates 9 years after the game, and I've done three separate playthroughs. I was gonna play it on stream, but it's such an intense game that it makes my PC light on fire if anything else is running with it.
Hmm.
So it's so good though.
Yeah, I've done so. Like, first of all, there is a story, and to do one mission. Okay, so I wanted this thing called the living ship, right? Living ship that's alive. To do it, I had to do all this other stuff. I had to wait days, actual days,
Mm-hmm.
for certain parts to finish cooking, right? And then I get to the last part. This was a week already. I was already a week in, and then I found out I basically had to beat the game to finish this side quest.
Oh
And
shit.
I was like, I don't want to fucking do this shit, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm going through the story, and I'm like, oh my god, this is crazy. It's so it's like just deep on like an existential level.
Yeah,
It's
it gets
talking about
weird.
like the meaning of life and stuff. I'm like, what is
Why
what
why
the
are we all here? What is your
it's
reasoning for existence, traveler? And you're like, I'm just a spaceman.
at some point did you do which did you do the Artemis path?
No, I think I did the I think what was it, the Atlas path or whatever?
Mm. At some point you have a friend that basically that wasn't alive, right? But you find their soul,
Oh fun.
and then you have a choice to put their soul in a simulation of one galaxy, and then it's just like, okay, do you do it? And then the NPC was telling me like, yeah, you can give them essentially another life, but eventually they will find out that they're living in a simulation, and they'll get very sad.
Mm.
And, and then basically, and then basically the same thing happens to you.
Yeah.
And you find out you're in a simulation. You're just like, what
In
the
case you was to say
fuck?
spoiler alert, but yes,
Yeah, you know
no,
what?
the game has been out for 10 years. If you haven't beaten it by now,
If you haven't got No Man's Sky and you haven't played it up to where I'm talking about, that's your bad, man. I'm sorry,
it's so.
but
But yeah, it's the whole. Which, by the way, can I spoil some Starfield stuff for you and for I guess everybody?
go ahead.
At the end of so you know at the end of No Man's Sky, you figure out you're in a simulation, and I think it sends you to like another galaxy, right?
Hmm.
In Starfield, the last thing that you do, it sends you into a separate timeline of Starfield, which is essentially another galaxy or like a parallel universe or whatever. And that's New
Okay.
Game Plus.
Oh,
But it's
oh, is
so,
that the star? Is that the Starborn thing?
yeah, but it's so
Okay.
close to No Man's Sky for me where I was like, oh, good. So you just did what No Man's Sky did, but for like RPGs, where it's like, oh, yeah, you're gonna. It feels derivative, I guess.
Yeah, with
Bummed me out.
No Man's Sky, you basically get to like, because when I said, because I was talking to James when you said you asked me if I got to the center of the galaxy, and I was like, yeah, kinda, I guess, because it kind of just transports you there, and that's where the big computer thing is,
Yeah.
and it's just like, hey man, we only got 16 seconds or 16 minutes,
Yeah,
and it keeps
sorry.
on repeating. And I was like, and just the dialogue you have with the thing that controls the simulation, it's so crazy because just like, okay, now that you know you're in a simulation, how do you feel? And then you can have like the option to be like, I rage, or I feel ambivalent, or something like that.
Yeah. Again,
It's an
weird
interesting
existential
game.
options.
It's a very interesting game, and I was not expecting it to be that weird.
Hmm.
And I'm very happy that I put in the time to like get into the nitty gritty of the systems and whatnot.
It's very in depth, the systems. It's very fun, very good stuff. Now, I have to ask, because you're not a survival game guy generally.
Hmm.
This it is a survival game at the end of the day. It's just
Okay,
instead of
yeah,
like hunger and, water, it's, oxygen and life support systems.
yep.
Was the game so good that you were able to overlook those things, or did you find yourself enjoying them after a certain point because of the theme of the game?
So after a certain, because to get started with anything, you have to collect resources and whatnot. And so over time, I just found out I had like a surplus of stuff. So I was never really running out of stuff until I started building. Then I started running out of the dust, sodium, oxygen, stuff like that. But the only time it really got annoying was on every goddamn planet. It doesn't matter if it's a paradise planet or a dead world. There will be a storm of some kind.
Oh yeah,
And
always a
that
storm.
shit always got on my nerves. I'm just like I'm like just trying to get fucking some random resource to I can do this other thing, and it's just like weather warning, fucking toxic storm, a 5 million degree heated superstorm is coming.
And you're like, oh, I guess I
Um,
better bury myself underground really quick.
what I did was that I just called in the Corvette and I just sat in there and did other stuff. But
Smart.
the fact that it kept on this one planet I put a base on just because it looked cool. The base looks cool.
Hmm.
I shit you. No, actually no, I lied. It's on the settlement I found that I'm like fixing up for the people.
Okay.
There's legit a storm every 5 minutes, and
Oh,
it gets hot. I'm just like, you guys do whatever the fuck you want. I'm
you know
leaving
what?
because it's,
There's a reason no one's managing the settlement. You guys are gonna die out here.
you guys picked the absolute worst world to settle on. I don't know why you're here, but I guess. And there's pirates, and they keep getting attacked by the robots. I'm just like,
Oh,
Jesus
that's the
Christ!
worst.
You guys picked the worst spot, the worst
Worst
spot in the
spot.
galaxy. But it's fun. The other stuff is fun.
Has it changed your mind on survival games at all? Because that's like my favorite genre, I would say.
I would be more open to play them and give them a shot.
Okay,
Be-
now biggest issue you have with the hunger and eating thing is that if you don't do it, you die, right?
right.
What if I gave you a game where you could do it without having to eat or anything, but it would greatly help you if you did because it gives you buffs?
Excuse me.
You're okay. No worries.
I'm fine with that. That'd be fine. I just like the stuff that I used to find tedious in survival games. I have found calming in No Man's Sky. Just like running around, mining my resources and whatnot. Um, so it's cool. I don't mind.
God dang it. Why does he keep disconnecting? My friend. Come back. Jonathan, no. I didn't even get to tell him about the game I wanted to tell him about yet. Jonathan, come back. Come back to me. No. No. He's gone. He's gone. Well, I guess that's the show. I wanted to try to convince him to play Valheim. That's what I wanted to try to do. But alas, it seems he is gone. That he is with the wind and the dust. He's officially made it to the center of the universe, and his simulation has reset. And there's a great chance that he is in a different galaxy, and he will not be able to find his way back. May God be with him. And by God, I mean the simulation. I don't know what happened. I wonder if it's his internet. Let me give him a text before we end the show. Before we end the show, let's try. But look, if Jonathan doesn't make it back and we aren't able to finish it up with him, I've just been playing Valheim, which if you are on the channel, you know that's what I've been playing. We're doing a stream, we're doing regular streams of it over on the YouTube channel and on my Twitch, which is probably where you guys should go. It says you're still connected. I don't see you at all. Still connected, he says. It does not say. I'll have him re-click the link. hope the link didn't expire. We gotta get Streamlabs Ultra or whatever it is. We're working on basic Streamlabs because we're noobs. There he is. Okay, he's back.
I'm back.
Okay, so what I was leading up to. It's a survival game, yes, but it's peaceful kind of, but it's also not.
Okay.
Valheim. I think I was talking about this earlier. So
I forgot to look how much this was.
The premise is you're a Viking, and it's kind of like low-res pixel retro in the art style. It's got, so the way hunger works in this specifically is that you don't have like a traditional hunger bar in the sense of if you don't eat, you'll die. But if you look at the bottom left there, you do have food that you can consume, and different food gives you different permanent, or not permanent buffs, but temporary buffs. So fruits and honey and stuff will give you buffs to stamina and stamina regen primarily, but also some health. And then meats will give you boosts to health more and a little bit of stamina. And you can eat a combination of things to give yourself a bunch of stamina and like a good amount of health, or all stamina and like 40 health. So if you're mining resources, it comes in handy, stuff like that. It's generally pretty peaceful. I don't have gameplay of it yet because we haven't made our boat, but there's sailing. So you can sail across a bunch of biomes. There's like 7 biomes to work up towards in like sort of tiers. And it's just it's like $20. It's still in early access, but it's a nice, fun little Viking survival game that isn't if you don't eat, you die, and if you don't drink water, you die, and if you don't manage your resources extra great, you'll die. You will, but not from just going hungry.
Yes, it also it is just announced on PlayStation. It's not out yet.
No.
It's probably because it's in early access.
Yeah, it'll probably be out on PlayStation when it goes to full 1.0. But this is what I've been playing. I've been playing WoW, and then me and Ashley both were like, you know, it would be fun, like, because we play survival games together before, and we've actually played this together before, but we never finished it. We were like, we should go back and actually give that a good full run through. And so we bought like a cheap little $5 server, and then started, and I've been streaming it, and I've been having a great time with it. It's been a whole heck of a lot of fun.
You can buy your own server?
That's why I asked. I was like, you rent it, it's like $5 a month or whatever. And I was like, if you guys have it on PlayStation, you could join. I think it's on Xbox with what is it? It's on Xbox Game Pass, or just Xbox is like a game preview. So I was like, you guys should come hop on the server. I've had viewers ask to join the server, but I feel weird having people I don't know. I mean, even though they're in the chat and stuff, I'm like, I don't know you that well, and I don't trust you to not mess up my whole save. But yeah, it's fun. I've been having a good time. We haven't even gotten. You can farm. You can catch some piggies. Make like a castle. Where's my house? Let me show you my house, I guess. Nope. It doesn't matter. We're gonna do some speed. Oh, look at the combat is kind of Souls-like, which is why I think you would like it. So to progress, you have to defeat world bosses, and this is the first one, so it's not too spoiler intensive. But you know, you gotta block, dodge, and as you defeat bosses, more creatures kind of start appearing in the world, and the bosses progressively get harder. The enemies progressively get harder. Simple but hard combat is how I would describe it, and it's just a good time.
Yes, yeah. This is interesting. No Man's Sky was kind of like what Elden Ring was for people who didn't play Souls-like games. Where I'm like, I get it now. So, you know what? Once it goes live on PlayStation, or I could probably just play it on the Xbox. If I download it, then
I mean, either way, we got a server. I don't know. I'll see if crossplay is enabled, but I think, you know, if you like No Man's Sky, give some other survival games a dip in the water, because survival. I was talking with Ashley. I realized it's my favorite genre of game. I think I've played more survival games time-wise than anything. 100 hours in Conan Exiles, 300 to 400 hours in No Man's Sky. like already 100 hours in this before the second playthrough. Dune Awakening, I have about 100 to 200 hours in, something like that, maybe 150. Minecraft, thousands of hours.
How is Dune Awakening now? Because I've been hearing some. Because I love Dune, and I've loved Dune since I was like 13. So when I
I
heard this game, not even 13, like, because my dad gave me the book. What age are you in? Like the sixth grade? Like
I think
12?
like 12, yeah, say
I've
12.
loved Dune since I was 12 years old. And when I heard they were gonna make that game, like a couple years ago, I was like, "Ooh, finally, a Dune game!" And I heard it's just been going through it.
So here's what I'll say: the game itself is a fantastic survival game, very engaging, very immersive, very fun progression, fun concepts too. Like they have a fun concept on the kind of MMO survival. I think it was a good first attempt at that type of game. I think there will be better iterations in the future. But they had like kind of like dungeons that you could go run and get blueprints to craft rare unique weapons, which I think is really cool. And there was a lot of stuff about it I liked. The problem was that the end game was all PvP focused and they had no PvE options to get to that
Uh,
last like sixth tier of gear. And so it kind of created a wall for a lot of players that weren't like, it'd be like if you got to the end game of World of Warcraft and they're like, okay, all you can do is open world PvP and battlegrounds. That's how you get all the end. And people would hate that. They want dungeons, they want raids, they want things to engage in at a higher level PvE wise, and it kind of fell flat on that. But luckily, the devs have announced that they're gonna be releasing a whole second map soon. So aside from the first map, there's going to be a second kind of area, and they're pivoting away from the deep desert being the end game, and they're making it kind of they're splitting it. So half the deep desert is going to be PvP, and the other half is going to be PvE with locations and things to do, creating a PvE centric end game to appease that sector for the player base, which I think is super smart. But honestly, dude, Dune Awakening is probably one of the best survival games I've played in a couple years. Like new survival games, it's really good, it's really fun, it's got great mechanics, and if you love Dune, it feels like you're on Arrakis, getting eaten by the worm, having to survive the heat. The lore is pretty fun, like it's just good.
yeah, I that was one of the ones that I was like, okay, this does sound interesting. It's something that I already like, so
Hmm.
that was the only reason why I played No Man's Sky because it kind of had something to do with what I like, which was space stuff. So
And
I, mhm.
Dune is coming to Xbox and PlayStation later this year. So
Yes, I
this
just seen this.
so big thing. This is I want to get you into survival games just because I think they're great games to play with friends because you can hop in, build a base together, and even if I'm not online, you can hop into the world and play on the game and do stuff in the base, and it's like a community thing too for me, which I really enjoy. But
Hmm.
Dune Awakening releases later this year on console, and so does Enshrouded, which is another phenomenal survival game that I put like 50 to 100 hours into, and then I stopped. I think it was like 50 hours, and then I stopped because I was like, I want to play this with Ashley. If Jonathan ever gets into it, I want to play it with him. I want to, start a server for all of us, and we can all, even Liz, they can hop on. We can all just kind of have our cool castles and like make a little town, and it's so fun. Enshrouded is great, and that's coming to console later. This game, I mean, I think I have a survival game problem. And I know that if the lights ever went out and I had to actually survive, I think I could, but only because I played these games.
Mm,
I would be walking
yeah,
around tying rocks to sticks like, look at me, spear.
you figured it out already. After spending basically thousands of hours collecting fake water and shit
Yes,
to
yes.
survive.
I could do this. I know how to do this. But
Mm.
yeah,
Oh,
I mean, that's kind
I
of it.
yeah, and I have to really because No Man's Sky, great. It's the only survival game I've found that has captivated me. So I'll give it a shot. I'll give another one a shot. It can't hurt too bad, you know?
A good one that I'd recommend that is on console, that is fun to play with friends or even solo, is 7 Days to Die.
I
And
used to
that
watch videos on YouTube with these two guys who would play
it's fun. It's like
it.
a survival tower defense game.
Oh,
So the
tower
concept
defense.
so the concept is, or base defense I guess is the better way to describe it, but every 7 days a horde of zombies comes and attacks you at your base, or just every 7 days a horde of zombies comes. It doesn't matter where you are. So the idea is to time it so that you're at your base, and then you have to defend against them and fight them off for the night. It's very fun, but it's survival game. So you need water, you need food, and that one is a little more hardcore where like you can break your leg.
Oh,
So that one I think maybe don't play that one. Don't
yeah. I
do
don't
that
know
one.
if I'm ready. I don't know if I'm ready for all that. I can
I
barely. When in No Man's Sky, when there's like oxygen levels decreasing, I'm like, fuck. I have
Yeah,
to go get more now.
let's wait for Dune. Let's wait for Valheim. Let's wait for Uncharted. Those are all ones that I think you would really like and are easier to get into because you don't have to worry about crafting a splint.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Something else that I've been playing that has been very good that I've been playing damn near every day now that I'm taking a break from No Man's Sky is Hades 2
Oh, that's not what I was
because
expecting.
I love because I have every single one of Super Giant's games. I have Bastion, Transistor, Pyre, and now both Hades. And this second Hades has been fantastic.
This is
It
their
is
roguelike action game, right?
right.
Okay.
Now with Hades 1, okay. So do you know the story of Hades?
No, I don't think I played the first one.
Okay, so basically the gist of it is that in the first Hades, you're the son of Hades,
Okay.
and you're like fuck you, dad, I hate you. I'm gonna go find mom. I'm gonna go find mom up on the surface because that was basically his attitude. He was like, "Fuck you, dad, I hate you." And then he went. So it hit the game. The point of the game is basically him escaping the underworld.
Okay.
And through the so like you know how in roguelikes you'll get like different powers and stuff
Hmm.
depending on the run. So the powers you'll get are basically stuff that the gods. So you'll see on the screen here that the gods are like giving you like different
Hmm.
boons and stuff,
That's
and
cool.
you can talk to the gods a little bit. They'll be like, "Haha, your father's a piece of shit." Am I right? And you're like, "Yeah,
Oh.
you're right, Uncle Zeus." And so in the second game, you're playing as the daughter of Hades now, but instead of trying to escape the underworld, you're trying to go deeper into the underworld to get to the throne room
Hmm.
because your grandfather, Kronos, the Titan of Time, has
Okay.
taken over.
Is there like a meta game to it? Or
How do you mean?
like because it's run based, I assume, right? So if you die or you complete a run, that's it.
So like if you die, so like how the story sort of progresses. So like every time you die, people are just like, "Oh shit, what's up, dude? You're back." Because it's the underworld. You're
Okay.
gonna when you die, you're gonna go back to the underworld.
Okay.
So
Now,
that's how you like progress your relationships and whatnot.
okay, and so I guess by metagame I mean like when you go back to the underworld and you're done with a run, is there progression outside of in each run? Like, do you get permanent character buffs or unlocks that you can apply to your next run?
So if right here on the screen, those are like the Arcana cards. Those are like basically the permanent buffs you can get that you can like slot in and out. So you can choose which Arcana. So like the Arcana right there, you have one Death Defiance. When you die in a run, you can come back but once. Or
Cool.
other stuff like once you do this certain thing, you'll get a buff. But there's also these things called the keepsakes, where if you give a god a gift of ambrosia, they'll be like, "Oh, thank you so much, niece. Here, have this keepsake." And the keepsakes you can bring with you to do like different stuff, like give you a death defiance, or give you a random buff for every run, or do this or do that. And
Okay.
then you talk to people outside of the run, so they'll be like, "Hey, man, you'll get them next time once you go back up." And you're like, "I hope so." And then there's like a little romance system. So like
Hmm.
every time you die, you go back and you can talk to the people of either the Crossroads in Hades 2 or Hades 1, the Underworld.
Okay. I like that. It looks good. It looks fun.
It is because I just love Supergiant games. I have since Bastion came out, and so I'm just making a point to get every one of their games. And
This
I was a
might
little worried because Hades 2 was an early access at first,
okay.
but then they fully released it, and it was like, oh, this is
So I
great.
think the only super massive game I've played is Transistor, and I think I played that a little bit, not even a lot, but it was fun. But this looks really good, and I've been getting into the roguelike games from what was I playing? It was the card game Slay the Spire, not the second one, the first one,
Mm,
because they had it on
hmm
Game Pass, and I downloaded it on Ashley's ROG Ally, and I was fiddling around on it, and it's really fun. So that one is like a card based. Let me just pull it up actually. What did I say it was? Slay the Spire. It's like a card based game. So as you go through, you build decks and what's the second one? Whatever. The second one will get the point across. You build a deck at per run, and you can get you can get rid of cards. You earn cards from killing stuff. You fight things. There's bosses. There's levels, and as you go up the spire, you increase in power, and that's really fun. And when you die, I think there's different classes. I think I've only have like one or two of the classes. It's just it's been really fun, and I'm getting into the roguelike, so I might have to give Hades 2 a try.
The cool thing about Hades 2, or just Hades in general, is that
Mm-hmm.
they write because Supergiant, their stories and their dialogue is really, really good. And so in Hades 2, there's like a million and one things that they've written. So like you'll get to like a certain boss, right? And they're just like, "Oh, you've never fought me with that weapon before. It doesn't matter. I'm still gonna beat your ass." And then, like one of the NPCs, one of the main allies,
Mm-hmm.
she's one of the first bosses. And
Oh.
then every time, like, say if you lose against her and you go back to the crossroads and you see her there, she's just like, "Hey, you know, you almost had me. You almost had me, but you gotta be quicker."
Yeah,
And stuff. It does
sometimes
stuff. It does stuff like that. Where like
I like that.
one of the NPCs is just like, "I'm gonna be at that same spot every single night to beat your ass, and there's nothing you can do about it." And you're just like, "Shit, I guess I gotta fight you every
And
time."
he is at
And
the
it's
same
fun.
spot.
It's the same spot.
That's fun. I like those sort of attention to details and stuff like that's why man, and still I haven't played Baldur's Gate 3, but when I heard how many cutscenes they had for that game and how many different branching story paths they had, it was really it gave me a light at the end of the tunnel for video games and hopefully the developments that can come from people who care about making good games.
It really gives me a big boost of confidence whenever the writers of a game says we've written this many pages of dialogue for this game,
And
because it's
some of
just
it you
like,
won't even see.
yeah, it's like damn. Because I
That's
think the writers for Hades 2 also did that, where we're just like we wrote this much, and it's just like, okay, shit, I'll have to try to see it all. And I'm a big fan of Supergiant.
as
17 hours in.
okay. Well, let me know next time how it goes as you continue through your runs and stuff. But I
Hmm
think that's gonna be it. I gotta go somewhere in a minute. I have like 10 minutes to get ready. Okay. But Jonathan, thank you, and it was good to do this, and it was good to see you. Happy birthday again, and
Thank you.
we are gonna have to play something together soon because right now we are playing two very different types of things, and I don't think Hades
Hmm
is multiplayer, so we'll figure it out.
No, it's not.
All right, Jonathan. I'll catch you later, my friend. And to all the people who viewed, thank you for watching. Hit subscribe. We'll be putting out more of these, and we love you
Hmm
guys. And thank you.
Goodbye.